Mountainside Mavericks. In accordance with the OGLA and the USA Lacrosse Rules of Sportsmanship, we ask all fans to respect all players, coaches, and officials. Work together to keep tonight's atmosphere positive. Now, to introduce the Mountainside Mavericks from the Metro League. Playing tonight for the Mavericks, number 1,
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the championships of the Silver Cup. I'm Todd Mansfield, joined by Sean Hansen, assistant coach down at the University of Redlands. And Sean, it's great to be back together again to really have the opportunity to see some of the best girls lacrosse in the state of Oregon. It starts with the championship game here in the Silver Cup tonight.
Yeah, Todd, it's exciting to be back here in Oregon, and I think we're going to have a really great matchup tonight. Both of these teams have had some close games against Westview and seem to match up well on paper. You know, I think the typical things are going to be the deciding factor. Goalie play, winning the draw, the 50-50 balls. I think most interesting, I believe that Mountainside, their identity lies with their attack. And over here with Cleveland, their identity really lies with their defense. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in those key areas.
Two of the big names to watch for Mountainside today are Maggie Cannon. Maggie Cannon has certainly been doing the job. She's fourth in the state in goals with 95, third with shots, 152, and well, you know, not to leave it out, third for yellow cards as well with 7 up there. So definitely a big player on the field. You can't forget as well about Hannah Wold. She comes in second team All-State last year and has been a big influence on that team as well. On the flip side for Cleveland, well, they're led by the great Sarah Tomlinson, who was Coach of the Year last year. She's got the team back here again looking for a repeat. You're right, it will come down to a lot of what starts in that center circle as we get ready on what is going to be a great week of lacrosse. We hope you join us for all of the games. But as we get things started, not exactly sure how it's coming through on your screen, but as I'm just looking out on the field, there's going to be a team wearing dark colors and a team wearing light colors. With the sun the way it's coming in, it could be challenging at times, but we'll do our best. Great officiating crew of 3 out on the field, and we're ready to go here in just a moment. We mentioned Sarah Tomlinson, the Coach of the Year and the head coach of Cleveland. Lauren Hill is the head coach of Mountainside, and these two teams, you said it's close. You look at the rankings, Cleveland's basically number 12 and Mountainside's 13. So these two teams, based on strength of schedule, are neck and neck.
Yeah, and I think you look out in the draw circle, you see Camila Cisco, Hannah Wold, as you already mentioned. Those were key players for both of these teams last year. You know, the draw is going to be an area that both teams are going to want to come up with first. So I think that's going to be a battle we have to watch out for. And, you know, Meredith Shea is playing on the circle as well, starting off. And Cleveland out with one of their main top players out with an injury, unfortunately, tonight, and she'll be missing the game. So we'll see if Cleveland can manage that midfield a little bit differently tonight.
So as we get set for our first draw of the evening, this one's up, and who's going to come away with it? It will be Mountainside. So grabbing it quickly is Wold as she looks to take it into the zone. Drops it off to her favorite assist, and it's Maggie Cannon who gets things started up. Boom. Cannon, she lives up to the name in the first, 15 seconds of this one?
Yep. Shot out of a cannon. That's how that first goal went. Wold to Cannon, Cannon to goal.
And that's going to be common tonight. You will see a lot of that. As we mentioned earlier, shots on goal, 152. That's third in the state. Maggie not afraid to go ahead and fire one. And one of the nice things about Wold is whether or not she wins the draw, she's really good at creating turnovers when she goes ahead and does that. She's 13th in the state, but 26 caused turnovers, so she's able to get out there and create some havoc and get the ball back for her teammates. So a big start for Mountainside. Let's see what Cleveland comes up with this time round. Can they go ahead and shake the other direction? Let's see. This one is up, heads back, and nope, wait. There it is, indeed. Nicely grabbed by Shea. Check that, Cisco.
Cisco with the draw there. That was a big, that one ended up on the turf. That could be an area to watch as well. The air, maybe Hannah has the advantage on the ground. Maybe Cisco does.
Cisco cuts back left, takes the shot. That one, back of the net. So Cisco evens this one up quickly. Gets a little bouncer in that as she just basically gave that roll back the other way and evens it up.
So Cisco, lead scorer for Cleveland, gets on the board, and Cannon, lead scorer for Mountainside, gets on the board. We could have a shootout.
We could have a shootout when you talk about it. And, it's funny. You look at Kiera McMahon, who's in between the pipes for Mountainside, only a 6.56 goals against. So she doesn't let a ton of them get past her in a very, very good league. But right now, early on, just 33 seconds into this one, and she's already let one go by. I don't know if she let it go by. It was a pretty great shot, honestly. But 1-1 the score. And here we go. This one, well, we're just flip-flopping, but it's back on the turf, and once again picked up by Cisco.
Yeah, so Cisco appears to have the advantage there from the ground balls. Mountainside maybe a little bit better in the air with that draw.
So she's going to run in, try and create something down the slot again. Rolls over to her left, wants that shot. Ball knocked out. And it's going to be picked up by Cannon.
Yeah, that time Mountainside had the slide that they didn't have the first time, so a good adjustment there by the team on the field.
So as they advance it goes over to the far side, this time bringing it in. Scott, check that, Harden. Harden has it on the far side and just sets up. She'll look to have somebody come down the middle, though that pass is deflected. It's on the turf. Gonna try and be scooped up, and it finally is on the wing by Stella Marks.
Oh, fumbled pass there.
Let's see if they can bring it out on the near side. Big pressure this time applied by Mountainside. Cleveland struggling to get the ball out. There's our first whistle. And Cleveland will quickly bring it up. Ruth Sterner going ahead and trying to advance it. She gets it on up ahead. Going to be grabbed there by Knightek.
And just a note, Jilly knocked down that pass over for Cleveland, and I was talking with Charlotte Bromley, the assistant over at Cleveland, and she mentioned Jilly specifically as a leader for their settled defense, very vocal, so maybe a key player to watch.
Man-to-man on the defense. Cleveland trying to get something. Nice slide. Good help on the defensive end of things by the Mavericks. And the Warriors will try to set up again. This time it's Shea. Has some room, but backs off. Goes back to the X.
I think I would have liked to see Shea take a shot there. I felt like she had enough angle, righty up, strong side.
Taking a look at that stick that looked like it's McMahon. She's got it on the right, so she might go ahead and look for that shot over on the hip or down low on the right side. It would be there. There's a move. There's a screen. Still not. There's the shot taken, and finally closing the deal. I believe that is Lila Belden.
Yeah, Belden, just a freshman there, getting on the board early. That's nice to see as a coach, always having your first years get their feet wet and, not afraid to take it to goal, which is nice.
So Belden gets the goal, just her 5th on the year, and that gives a 2-1 lead to Cleveland. So a nice start and patience on offense. I think, again, as a coach, and you're at the collegiate level now down at the University of Redlands, but you look for that sometimes. It's not just run and gun. It's not fast break all the time. If you can sit there and work and make that defense work and be patient, it can really pay off.
And if I recall last year's game, Todd, that was, that's a staple for Sarah Tomlinson, is to have her team in control of the ball, take the best opportunity, and work the ball around a little bit. So probably doing exactly what Coach said, which is always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
Always
indeed.
A smart move.
Core had it for a moment, then she gives it up behind. Once again over to Belden, and they whip it around the backside, now setting up in front. Man-to-man again by Mountainside. Working well, nice hesitation move, almost an opportunity.
Yeah, I thought for a second that trail official was about to call a shooting space there. And that might have been our 3 seconds call, Todd. So 3 seconds a little bit different here in women's lacrosse than in basketball. It's almost the opposite. You got to be within a stick length inside the 8 meter, marking someone.
Which is where they are right now. Quick shot, that one saved by the keeper. Great job by McMahon to go ahead and knock that one away.
Ground ball whirled up to Cannon.
And here she is, off to the races. Great speed. Cannon continues looking for that lane. Who's going to come free? Over on the side. There's Runyon. She gets a cross check, so she'll get it on the wing at the 8.
Talking with head coach Lauren Hill this week, she mentioned that she really wanted to see more team play, so it was nice to see Cannon give it up there. Obviously didn't work out how they wanted. This is a tough angle for an 8 meter.
Tries to come in, gets hit on the left side, loses the ball, and it's picked up by the keeper. That is Katima Friedlander. And she looks to go ahead and try to get it out on the wing. Now she's got some players, but still nothing there. Plenty of room in front if she wants to start to bring it out. Looking for a little bit of help, finally gets it up, but that ball's down in the turf. Cleveland's got to get this up in a hurry.
Yeah, and really no one to pass to right now. Everyone's kind of jumbled at that first restraining line.
Nice job by Knightek to get it up to center, but then in comes the defense, and again creating the loose ball that time is Harden. Players scrum around trying to come up
ball.
with it. I know, right? But it comes into the Warriors, and Ellie Einstein's got it.
Yeah, some senior captain leadership there.
That's just got to be tough. You sit there right there. You got 6, 7 players. Everybody's going after. It's just the shin breakers because everybody's just taking a swing at that.
Yeah, Elliott using her experience there. And that looks like another 3 seconds call on the backside there.
Who are they calling it on? Okay, officially.
Grazzini, I think. Yeah.
Either that or either Grazzini or Gaff. A little hard from up here, either 6 or 5, but either way, we'll give them both mention on the broadcast. You know, moms and dads will be happy.
Yep.
Now over in the wing, there's a screen up top, and we've got a whistle blown.
Yeah, so that's going to be a shooting space call. Shooting space, another one of those funky rules in lacrosse. Again, it's a safety call. Basically, you need to be within a stick's length of someone drive down, or you need to slide on an angle as you come to help.
Up top, quick shot, bouncer shot, save. Nice job by the keeper. She makes another one, does McMahon. Point blank.
Yeah,
Unable to close it was Shea.
That was a nice save there.
Excuse me, that was Cisco on the shot. But so far, 2 great saves by McMahon. We talked about her goals against, and with those 2 big saves, it's keeping her team right in it, just down 2-1.
Yeah, both those shots that she saves were low in front of her, so nice job saving the 5-hole.
Firing it up towards the center. That ball's down on the turf. Whoop, just missed, but then grabbed instead by the Warriors. They'll go ahead and bring that up. That's Core. Core will wrap it behind and try to get things set up. 18-12 to go here in the first half, and tightly fought 2-1 game right now. The lead belonging to the Warriors. Nice spin move on the end line. Shot. That one saved again by McMahon. And
that's a goal circle violation there by Core. It was a great move, though. Love that inside roll. Unfortunately, she just got herself right on top of that goal circle.
But the keeper, McMahon, coming out, keep taking away all the angles as well, got the stick up and made a great play. Still got it, starting to walk up, looking for the long pass. Went long last time, but it did not pan out. Let's see what she goes with.
Seems like clears for both teams could be a key area.
This one's picked off right in the middle. Cleveland grabs it.
That's Shea.
About 20 out. There's the pass in front. Here's a quick one. Wrapping. Oh, nice defense that time as Belden goes ahead and says, nope, I'm not going to waste that shot. Tries to go up top for Cisco. Shot. Goal. Cisco.
Cisco with a little smarter placement that time. She went 5-hole off her 8-meter. This time picks that left corner out and bang.
When you're talking about somebody like Belden, who's a freshman coming in, there have been 2 places tonight already where we've seen her come in, have the lane, looks like a good place to shoot, but still remembering freshman, maybe showing a little bit of poise, saying, I don't feel 100% confident. I've got some senior leaders that I could get it to. So instead of creating an exchange or a turnover, if she doesn't make the shot.
Yeah, I think she really lost her angle on that. I think it was a great cut and a good idea to dump it off, but definitely think she made the right choice there, taking it behind. Especially, you know, you don't want to wear yourself out. Both these teams, I think, are swinging up quite a few JV players. And, you know, so coaches are going to want their most experienced players on the field.
So here we are set for another draw, 3-1. Cleveland with the lead early. This one straight up in the air. Nobody's sure where it was. Cisco knew. Cisco had the bead on it and picked it up again. Cisco on fire right now out at the draw. So it goes wrapping behind, and
like
we have got a whistle.
Offsides there. Mountainside realized it, but just didn't quite make it back. So that's going to just mean that she's going to go behind. You know, in the collegiate level, it's a little bit more of a big deal because there's the possession clock, but here in high school, just means going behind.
Here comes Cleveland on the near side, looking to wrap, drop it out up top if they can.
That was a nice double. Good slide there by Mountainside.
Stopped Lucy Core on the drive inside. She had players sliding behind her offensively, couldn't get it. There's the roll up top from Cisco, drops it in front. Quick shot wide to the left and saved by the keep. Nice attempt by Shea, couldn't seal it. However, clearing it, the ball gets taken away.
Yeah, and this is another second chance opportunity for Cleveland. You know, Mountainside's coming up with some good saves and some decent slides, but Cleveland getting second chance opportunities.
So up top, Cleveland looking to get set. Einstein with it. There's a nice move down the middle, and we got a whistle blown.
That's going to be a shooting space again. So as the player slid to ball, she wasn't within a stick's length, and she wasn't coming on an angle. And they used the whole goal circle for that cone, so it's quite wide.
Knightic has it. In, out, sets things up for Cleveland. That defense was getting to be suffocating real quickly after the whistle was blown, so she pulled out. Nice job to go ahead and give her team another opportunity. That shot missed wide left.
Core there to back it up. That's another interesting rule, Todd, we have here in lacrosse, is that when you shoot, it's who's ever closest to the ball as the ball goes out of bounds. So, you got to have the backup there.
That's right. Always somebody there. Sometimes that's their role, and instead it belongs to Einstein. She's trying to get down the middle, but being held out.
It's good
Nowhere
defense
to go.
by Wold.
So Wold up top, holding Cisco off. She says, I'll go away from that. And now she'll back out. So Mountainside picking up their defensive pressure right now. Cisco with the roll. Shot and a goal. She found it.
Cisco went middle. She went right. She went left. She's like Goldilocks up there, just trying every pot.
And it's working so far because she's got 3 in the early going. And here, just a total of 10 minutes into this game, it's a 4-1 lead for Cleveland. We talked about it. Maybe one of the big plays is you have a player in Maggie Cannon who can do a lot. Great, prolific scorer here. But if you can just keep the ball out of her hands, and maybe that has something to do with also the patience that Coach Tomlinson just said, look, if you don't have a grade A shot, don't take it. You know, we don't want them to counter because we know how fast Cannon can get up there and do some damage.
And here we are, Todd. We got 15 minutes in the first half left, and how long has Mountainside really had the ball?
Really not that much. And they've been efficient when they have gotten it. That first goal 10 seconds into this game, they scored.
Right.
And that was Cannon, and they've had a couple more opportunities.
So just holding onto the ball, like you said, and Cleveland playing their game right now. Mountainside might want to play fast. That might be their key. And unfortunately, they just haven't had enough possession.
So you talk about that draw. Looks like maybe we had another offside call there as well.
Yeah, just a little gotcha call. It's great to see players working hard out there and wanting to commit to the ride, but you also can't go over that line.
Well, personally, from up here, I can't see where that line is, but I'm hoping down there they can see it a little bit better. Ball set right down the middle. However, it winds up on the turf, and it's going to be picked up.
Ellie Einstein lost her goggles there. So I think just a safety call by the officials. Give her a moment to get her equipment back on. Nothing egregious.
Trying to move it up again, trying to clear it. Mountainside turns it over. It's picked up by Shea. Shea wants to create. There's room in the middle, but nobody's running down that for the Warriors. So Mountainside will just slide into position.
And again, a second chance opportunity for Cleveland here.
It's got to be driving Coach Lauren Hill a little bit mad down on the sidelines and seeing her team not even get it into the offensive end of things.
Right. I mean, Cleveland being smart right now, working the ball around. I mean, Mountainside's played almost this entire half on defense, and that'll wear you out.
Oh, indeed it will. Right now, Cleveland trying to create. Core up top, still with it, takes that shot. Save once again by McMahon. I'm almost certain that she didn't know she had it. There was really no movement there. She just kind of froze for a moment. Nice play in the stop on that shot by Lucy Core. So here they come.
Yeah,
Hold with it.
I think Wold's realizing maybe that passing it up the field isn't working for her team right now and just decides to be a little senior leadership here and take it all the way down.
Which means that Maggie Cannon and Wold are going to be tired. They're going to be tired when this game's over. Nice move inside. Shot. Oh, but saved. But there was a whistle before the shot.
Yeah, another shooting space call. Again, just a safety call there. So, unfortunately, that's going to be an 8-meter awarded to Maggie Cannon.
And that's what they've got to do. That's what Maggie and Wold need to create. If they can go ahead and get that, then all of a sudden they're going to get opportunities like this where Cannon can excel. Quick shot. Boom. That one blocked away, though. Saved for a moment by Mountainside, but they put it right into the stick that... Well, now they've
I think she just went out of bounds there.
Missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very tight. They were both walking the line there. So Mountainside's going to get another opportunity.
Madeline Wright had it for a moment, but instead it goes back to Mountainside. So now Cannon looking for a little help from Wold. They're trying to keep her off of the screen as she sets it up. Cannon goes into the middle, gets the ball knocked out of the stick, and a whistle blown.
Looks like through the sphere there. In girls lacrosse at the high school level, you have this imaginary scuba helmet on. again, girls don't wear helmets like the boys do, so just keeping it safe.
Right. So here's Cannon this time. She just stopped and popped last time. Again, same thing. Gets this one through, and she's got her second of the night to make it 4-2.
Probably just what Coach Lauren Hill was wanting right there. You know, I think she was probably borderline about to call a timeout if Cleveland got another goal. So that evens things up a little bit. Just a 2-goal deficit now. Plenty of time.
And when you look at their stats, and you look at Maggie Cannon, who has 95 goals, but she also has 31 assists. Now, Wold has 16, but other than that, nobody has double digits. So that's telling me that nobody's making those other plays. It's just going through them. It's all their world, and everybody else is just living in it.
Yeah, you know, I was talking with Lauren Hill earlier this week, and one of the things she mentioned was that she's new to the program, right? So she is working on trying to build those connections, build that team culture, build the trust.
Right.
And, you know, Maggie Cannon's new to this team, even though she's a junior. So that's something that's new for the girls who were playing last year. And I think that's a freshman there, Anna Boyer, with the draw. So something else going Mountainside's way now.
So Boyer's got it, and she'll look to bring it up. Does just that, gets it over to Runyon. Runyon looks to go ahead and bring it up. Has
Runyon's
a little bit of
running.
space. Yes, she is. Flew right by there, getting by Sterner. And she'll set up back in the X, but drop it off for Cannon.
This is an area Maggie really likes to work, call that X, just behind the cage.
There's the pass in front, just missing, however, so it's picked up quickly by Cisco, and, well, she's not going very quick. She's pretty tired, it looks like. She'll just slow it down and drop it back for Einstein. She'll try to bring that up.
Looking for some checks here. These are all their midfielders.
Cisco calls, gets it on up ahead. As she does, it's over to Core. Core tries to get through against Neal.
You mentioned it, Todd. Cisco looks like she's ready for a little sub, but I don't think she's going to get one in such a close game.
No, not at all. There you go. Just walking into position. Let the rest of the teammates do it as they start to slow things down on the far side. Belden with it.
It's really hard to score without the ball, though, Todd. So Mountainside without the ball.
Shot and a save that time again by McMahon. She can't hold on to it, so Cleveland gets another opportunity as they start to run through. Einstein with it up top.
And I wouldn't be surprised, like you can tell Cisco just does not want that ball right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland tried to work it around for a minute or so, give some of those middies some rest, and then get into their offense.
And you've got to watch it because look who's on Cisco. That's Cannon has been on her. Now she just switched off, but if Cannon's on her, then part of the job of Cisco is to just run and try and tire out Cannon as best she can.
Yeah, we got some key matchups with some key players here who are playing both sides of the ball for both of these teams.
So now Cisco with her first real opportunity. She's saved up a little bit of energy. Sticks got up. Illegal screen.
Yeah, legal pick there. Again, girls lacrosse, not like basketball. It's about the time and space you have to avoid the contact. So you can move, but you have to have time and space not to run into the person.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. Because as a basketball coach, that's been driving me crazy all season. I'm like, that's a terrible screen. Sure enough. Thank you. Cannon with it. Shot. Got it in there? She did indeed.
Yep.
That's what they do.
Yeah, you can just tell the speeds of these two teams a little bit different, right?
Yep.
Cleveland slow, methodical, executing on attack. Mountainside wants to run and gun through Cannon and Wold.
That's how they do it, and it's worked so far for Cannon. She's got 3 and just slides right through their slight frame, a little bit smaller, able to kind of weave her way down and get under some sticks and get that shot off.
You know, this could be a battle of nutrition here. You look up and you see Einstein, you know, looking a little tired, Cisco looking a little tired, Wold look at hands on hips right now. You know, these middies for their coaches are doing all they can, but there's no subs coming in. I haven't seen one, Todd.
Nope, not at all. I see a couple players over there on Mountainside just kind of sitting on the turf, hanging out, enjoying this championship game here for the Silver Cup. It's a big night. That pass, great play to pick that one off right up the middle.
That is Meredith Shea. You know, talking with Sarah Tomlinson, she mentioned her as a really great defender, executes well on defense like we mentioned earlier. There's an injury to Cleveland's midfield, and so she's been playing both, but that's that defensive instincts you really want, just to be able to read the pass.
She saw it coming, and I think everybody over on the far side of the stadium may have as well. It was going right back to Maggie Cannon.
Who would have guessed?
She was going to go right down the center, but a beautiful play. Now it's up top as Core tries to set things up.
And that sun could be a factor as well.
At some point, it certainly will be. Fortunately, it's way off on the side, not going directly into the eyes of either keeper. Loose ball down on the turf, 50-50. Cleveland comes up with it on the ground ball.
A lot of swings there through Mountainside's defense. You know, you can tell they're starting to get tired playing all this defense.
As we mentioned, they have been doing it. 8:38 left, but most of this first half has been certainly them on defense.
So that was a flag there, Todd, and that can be for any foul. But basically, as Cisco was making the scoring play, they just held that whistle to see if she wanted to shoot. She opted to pull it out, so she's awarded an 8-meter.
So here she comes with an opportunity to see if she can get something back. Goes over, left, soft, over the top. And that makes it 5-3. Heads up, smart play by Cisco.
Yeah, she really is going around the world, isn't she?
Yeah, she really is.
I think we're just missing top left now. Let's see if she wants the cheddar later tonight.
She's got 4, and it is paying dividends. And there is our first time out. As they're just, it could be about how they're playing. It could be, let's just all catch our breath.
Yeah, it definitely could be, hey, let's take a break from playing defense for 15 minutes here.
But so far, we really love what we see. We've got great games coming up later this week, as we want to remind you, because this is the Silver Cup, so this is the championship for this. But then we've got the overall championship coming up, semifinals on Wednesday, finals on Friday, I believe. Am I correct? Tuesday and Friday?
Tuesday and Friday,
Well, then I better be here tomorrow,
yeah.
I guess. Okay, all right.
Hope you'll be here with me, Todd. Come out on Wednesday. It's just going to be you talking to yourself.
Well, you know, I do that a lot. Just ask my kids. But the point being is that we've got great competition. We've got Grant in there. We've got Jesuit, West Lynn, and Lake Oswego. Each year, you know, it's fun to have an upstart, somebody who makes a run. I think kind of in some way that was OES last year when they had a late season run and were able to get in the semifinals. But this year, it's the top 4. It's the powers that be right now in Oregon girls lacrosse, and the matchups should be fantastic.
Yeah, you know, Grant's kind of the up-and-coming team, you know, not a typical powerhouse here, but they got some really great athletes that have been working together through a few years, and the youth program that's coming in through Eastside, I think that's contributing to Cleveland here tonight,
right,
as well as Grant. So, you know, shout out to some of those moms who have been coaching for their kids for 10 years.
And driving.
And
feeding.
Yes.
And taking care of, and all the bumps and the bruises along the way. But they're ready. And it's nice to see a lot more of the girls lacrosse players here in the state of Oregon now finding their paths to college. You are now a college coach, and you're seeing out there, you're on the recruiting trail. I mean, Oregon's becoming a real hotbed of young talent that's going all over the country. We've got players going all the way out east, going down to California, and many places in between.
Yeah, I think particularly this senior class, the class of 2023s, there's going to be some players that we're going to see, you know, tomorrow night that are going to Johns Hopkins and Cal, some D1 programs, as well as we have Ellie Einstein tonight. She's going to Occidental, which is in our conference, so unfortunate for me, but great for her.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Well, that's again, a wonderful opportunity, but I think as that grows, and you talked about the programs on the east side developing these young women to go ahead and become even better lacrosse players, it's an opportunity, and it's great to see. It is a enjoyable game. They just need more officials. You know, I mean, if we have people out there who are listening or even thinking about it, it's get involved as officials, because in most sports, but certainly it is true in girls lacrosse, different calls, different games. You've talked about the rule book. You've talked to me about all the official rules that you have to do, but what a great opportunity to give back and be involved in this. So whether you're a recent graduate, you played in high school or whatnot, certainly something to think about.
Yeah, Todd, it is one way to get paid to exercise.
Oh, well, maybe I should think about that. Here we go. Up top goes the ball, and this time it's going to be grabbed by, again, Einstein, excuse me.
Yeah. That was a great draw control. And she just ran it up the gut until there was nowhere else to run.
So once again, Cleveland going to try and close and slow it down a little bit on offense. Kind of stretch out that timeout, if you will. Make it last a little bit longer. 7:42 to go. Looking to wrap it around Cisco, but she can't come up with anything. Takes her time. Now, Einstein.
So Mountainside's doing a nice job getting that first slide.
There it is again. Great slide that time. Got the stick out. Wow, that was a big shot taken there off Wold. She got the stick out, and Cisco ran right into it.
Yeah, that's where the Jason's coming off to help. And what's open right now for Cleveland is that draw and dump, as we call it. So we'll look to see if they can execute that.
Up top, nice spin move, no shot to be had. So heading on out this time, Core back to the corner. They'll just try it again. But by now, if this was Mountainside, they would have already had 4 shots, I think. I mean, it's just wham, bam, let's go. And, you know, throw, shoot, shoot, shoot. Cleveland's being patient. And that's paying off. We'll drop it down below once again to Core.
So they're just looking for that drive opportunity.
Just cannot find it. Mountainside, credit them with their defense. Like you mentioned, the slides are there, the coverage has been there, but the longer they're out, the more opportunities that will present themselves.
Yeah, as you stay in that good defensive position, the tougher and tougher it gets. It's like doing a wall sit.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Or if you play hockey, it's like doing a 2.5-minute shift. Nobody likes those. Wrapping around, and we're probably about 2.5 minutes right now. The ball and the possession in the offensive end for Cleveland. There they go. There's an opportunity. The shot in the goal as Einstein gets it.
So again, just a battle of nutrition. Keep driving and pulling out, driving and pulling out, waiting for their opportunity. First shot they take goes right in.
Yeah, you know, and that's just it. I'm just guessing in a lot of ways looking down on the bench. Sarah Tomlinson just really did a nice job scouting her opponents, knowing the best way. She needed to take, to borrow a phrase from another sport, a little bit of the air out of the ball. And I think the biggest goal right now, and I'm as a coach, I'd be interested in your thoughts, was Cisco's first goal, which came literally 10 seconds after Cannon had scored. It brought it back to 0-0 because if Mountainside starts winning all the draws and goes, you know, goal, 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 and you find yourselves in a big hole, that's a problem against that team if they start gaining some confidence.
Yeah, and you know, that draw right there should have been Mountainside's ball. Ended up on the turf, and Cleveland seems to be having the success on the turf.
Picking up those ground balls, that seems to pay big dividends. Bringing it up this time is Marks. Tries to pass it up to Einstein on the side. Ooh, nice.
What a great save there.
By Belden.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden, right before it crossed the line.
It's nice to see your first years contributing in that way.
Just heads up play.
Yeah.
Sometimes you talk about IQ,
yeah.
right?
And that's an effort play too,
Yeah.
right? Like, if you don't get that, you're sprinting, 60 yards the other way.
Cisco comes flying down the middle.
That's a charge call.
Yeah. Nicely taken that time by Madeline Fouch.
So Cisco going to have to go behind here.
What I'm liking so far, though, as Cisco tries to knock that one away, whistle blown, is that here we sit at 4:34 and haven't seen any yellows, no greens, no nothing. And it's just nice to see, to allow them to play as the whistle does continue to blow, but that's only because Cleveland keeps coming in when they shouldn't. But the point being is that I've seen a lot of games this season, done a lot of games for OES, where there have just been yellows stopping the game a significant amount.
Yeah, so far pretty clean play.
So we'd like to see that.
That's great defense there, no checking. They're just working that double team. And she just had nowhere to go. She just ran out of real estate.
Orion Harden could not hold on to it, and Cleveland fans let it be known. A little extra shout out for their
And this is
players.
Another opportunity where Cleveland can just hold the ball, Todd, for 2 minutes, take 2 minutes off the clock, try to get a quality look.
You're at 6-3 right now, so it really is a perfect time to go ahead and whittle that down maybe to 1, because remember, Mountainside only needs 10 seconds to win the draw and run right down the field. So you might as well, if they could go into the break up 7-3, I think Tomlinson's going to be feeling very good about the position that her team is in, knowing there's still 25 to go, but they will have liked the performance of that first half.
Yeah, I think Cleveland's executing the game plan.
Right.
The game plan was to play slow, be methodical. And the other thing I don't know if Tomlinson expected is, oh, there you go. That was the draw and jump.
Yep.
But just how many second chance opportunities Cleveland's been able to hold.
And not only that, you talked earlier about the effort play by Belden along the side to keep that ball in. Even right on that play is Core. There was nobody near. Core cuts in front, takes the shot, finds the back of the net.
And it's, Core, Belden, there's a lot of players that are stepping up for this Cleveland team right now.
Well, sometimes, you sit there and you think maybe when your coach says slow down, that means, oh, we're not supposed to shoot, we're not supposed to score. And it's not been about that. It's just about being more patient for the opportunities, and your efficiency goes up. And
right.
so if you look at the number of shots they have and the number of goals they've scored, their efficiency is through the roof right now.
Right.
But it's paying off because, like you said, the patience, waiting, tiring out the defense, and then all of a sudden it comes. And they're going 1 for 2 or 1 for 1 every time, and if they do miss, they seem to be getting the ball back.
Right. I think that's what's really giving Cleveland the edge is just those second chance opportunities, whether it be stopping the clear or the ride they just had.
That one high up in the air, but Wold grabs it off to the races. Oh, they were checking on Cannon right there. But Wold sticks with it, comes right down the center, takes the shot, hits it off the post.
Wow. Just like you said, Todd, all of 10 seconds.
And not only that, it was a great shot, but that's kind of the night it's been for Mountainside right now. It hit the post. Nobody was stopping her. That time Cannon gets pushed back out by Kanidik. She'll drop it off up top, gives it to Boyer. Puts it back, and oh gosh, that was a tough one. It gets right by Ava Runyon, and Cleveland gets it back. It's just one of those nights where right now, and if Mountainside can correct some of these things, and it seems maybe it's not only, I wouldn't say as much an effort, it's just like a focus. Making errant passes like that, I mean, do you see that?
I think they just need more opportunities on attack as well. As we mentioned, there's been opportunities where they've gotten the ball back early, but they haven't been able to clear it.
So Belden picks up that loose ground ball and goes ahead, looks to bring it in.
Like on that one. That was a great, that was any man's ball, but
Right.
There was Belden.
Right there, and nobody else from Mountainside was near her.
Right.
That's what amazed me, is that nobody else was hustling for that ball from the defensive end of things.
And Cleveland can really hold for last shot here if they want.
But they take one, and they get it. Einstein gets it 8-3.
And that was the draw and dump. As the slide came to Cisco, Einstein cut underneath. Just a little slip there for basketball, right? And then it was a pop pass over the top.
So the frustration of Mountainside is growing as they go ahead and seemingly are just giving up these balls. And sometimes, so you're struggling and you're getting frustrated, so you try a little bit harder, and then sometimes that can lead to errant passes, mistakes in the offensive end of things, turnovers, and here comes the other team the other way.
Yeah, and this one's, getting a little bit away from Mountainside now. Lauren Hill probably just hoping for halftime.
Right. Can you run that clock any faster, please? Please, please. That's what they're saying, potentially. And right now, even on this one, they're going to do it again? Yes, they will.
Yeah, so redraw here. And Cisco's no longer taking the draw.
Right.
Cleveland lost it last time.
Cisco's sitting way up there in the front. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to have to do that anymore,
Right.
Not for a little while. And certainly up 8-3 seems to be the case. That one's sent way up in the air, down on the turf. Who's going to come up with it? Oh, Maggie Cannon tries to go ahead and get a little extra push and shove on that play. Gets called for it as Shea grabs it.
Great ground ball by Shea.
Carries it all the way through, and
Oh.
a player seems to maybe turn an ankle a little bit.
Yeah, that looked bad. That's one of those non-contact injuries.
Runyon is the one trying to run it off at center as Cleveland has the ball back in the X, wrapping around looking for something. There's a shot and a save. Great hustle by McMahon. McMahon came pretty far out that time. I was worried somebody was kind of coming behind her. She was able to make the stop.
That was clutch there by McMahon because that was a shot, and so closest to the ball when the ball goes out of bounds. Gets her team a chance to get the ball back.
Great throw right up the middle to Canyon, and they're off to the races with the 3-on-2 fast break. Canyon wants it, has it, shoots it, misses left, and that's going to remain with Mountainside.
There's only 8 seconds left. They really got to go if they want to get one more.
Give credit to the defense of Cleveland. Canyon comes in, shoots, and scores with 1.9.
Yeah, and Cleveland was all over that. They had 4 girls collapsing. Canyon is like a slippery slime right now. She just slid right through there. I don't know how she got her stick free.
Impressive. 4 goals, all by Canyon so far here in the first half.
And I don't know why, Todd, but 8-4 sounds a lot better than 8-3.
It sure does. It absolutely does. That's just a couple of opportunities. You tweak a couple of things and you can quickly get back. But you're right, down 5 and having not scored the last goal.
Yeah, I think that was
difference.
a momentum goal, if nothing else.
1.9. This one might blow. This might blow up before the end of the before it hits the ground. There it is. And with that, we come to the end of our first half. So far, it has been all Cleveland with our score 8-4. The Cleveland Warriors are leading the Mountainside Mavericks. We'll go ahead and step aside. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back with our second half and much more. I'm Todd Mansfield, joined by Sean Hansen. We're back with the second half of the Silver Cup Championship game in a moment. Time now for the second half to get ready to begin. Todd Mansfield, Sean Hansen with you. And, you know, again, how could you sum up, Sean, the first half, if you would?
A tale of two sides.
Okay.
We got Cleveland slow, methodical, and, you know, Mountainside running, gunning a little bit. And I think just the fact that Cleveland had the ball for probably 20 minutes.
At least, it seemed like.
You know, they're up ahead.
Yes, we know Cleveland's not going to change anything. There's no point. But what are you going to do if you're Lauren Hill? What are you telling your team as you go into these next 25?
I think they just need more opportunities. You know, they've only shot the ball 6 times.
Right.
So get more shots. Get more looks on cage. I think if they can get the ball down in their attacking end, they're going to have a chance.
Well, here we go. Cleveland in the white, Mountainside in the dark blue. This ball down, bouncing around the turf. Whistles blown. This one is going to Mountainside.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what the foul was on that one, Todd.
You are the professor. How could you not know? Professor? Oh, man.
It must be the sun. The sun was in my eye.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah, sure. Right. Well, never good to do classes outside. Let's take a look as we see that. Oh, thankfully, I can tell with the pigtail, with the hair back there, that's going to be Cannon. Looking to come down the middle, just working around the top.
We have a held whistle. Looking for offsides here on Cleveland.
Are they 1, 2, 3, 4, 1? Oh, okay. Yep. Cleveland had two. No wonder they were doing such a good job on defense.
Yeah, they were holding Cannon. All they needed was one extra person.
So now Cannon's going to start up. She's out at the 12. She'll look to come in, slides through, gets her opportunity, and scores. 8, 12, 16, doesn't matter. She's fine in the back of the net, and that's a big one.
Yeah, getting that first goal, first draw. That's all the stuff you tell your team, right? Let's get this first ground ball. Let's get the first 50-50. Let's get the first goal. Let's get the first defensive stop.
So now an opportunity for Mountainside to gain a little bit of a momentum, a little bit of confidence. You talked about it right before the break. That goal making it 8-4 instead of 8-3. Huge, the momentum potential, and along with that, just closing the gap. And sure enough, now we're down to 3. So now it's pretty much anybody's game, and Cleveland's got to start focusing on winning the draw so they can run time off that clock.
And Wold now on the circle for Mountainside. Not sure they might be looking for more opportunities. Maybe Boyer's better on the turf.
Ball goes down to the turf, bouncing around, scooping it up, trying to grab it that time.
So that was a held check
and
against Cleveland.
Yep, so Boyer comes up with it. So early on, the whistle's going in favor of Mountainside as they try to turn things up. As they do, Claire Moore getting in the way, gets the whistle blown a couple of times, but Boyer continues to move it on up.
Just what Mountainside wanted to do. They got the ball.
That's right. That's 2 times right in a row. Here they come, the weave up top. There's the drop, and inside Cannon shot. That one stopped by the keeper. I don't think she knew she had it. Great stop by Friedlander.
Doesn't matter if you know. Just matters if you make the save, Todd.
That's right. The ball's in the crease. Nobody's going to go in and get it.
Yep.
Nice job by Friedlander. But now, how will she do on the exit? Because this is where the teams we saw struggle a little bit earlier.
Right. I think she should probably look for one of those, star players.
And finds one in nice call. Prophetic it was. As Einstein comes up with it and heads into the offensive end of things.
Yeah, just getting it over that restraining line. She can take a breath now.
Great lead pass, though. Played well by Friedlander as Cleveland gets things set up and whistles abound.
Yeah, just a little offsides there. Miscommunication. It looked like Grazzani had gone over. Maybe she wasn't a midi and Boyer didn't hold for her, so.
So it looks like Einstein will go ahead and set up top.
It's going to be on the 12 meter, so not a direct 8. But does create a little bit of a 2v1.
So let's see what we get as the opportunities abound. And they'll just work it on the outside. Again, Cleveland showing that patience. Working it around the outside. Man-to-man by the Mavericks. Ball near side. Moore's trying to hold on to it. Works it up top. Off to Shea. Oh, nice hesitation and cut back to her right, drops it off down below the end line. Who's going to come down the middle? Well,
Had a little bit of a defensive adjustment. I don't know if it was.
Einstein gets in, tries to draw, check that. Not Einstein, that was Marks. Stella Marks gets down there, draws the foul, and she'll get an opportunity at the 8.
Just illegal contact there. It's an 8-meter opportunity.
8-5 the score. Let's see if she unloads one. Here we go, quick shot, that one high over the top. Gonna be picked up by the Mavericks for a moment, but it's back on the turf. Whistles are blown, it belongs to the Mavericks.
Across the body there. Needs to go to the dot because it looks like it's inside the CSA, the critical scoring area. And that extends all the way down 5 meters past the goal line extended, Todd. So it's gonna be whistle start.
Get that into the keeper, and McMahon will go ahead and look for that long throw. She's had a couple tonight, some good 30 yards plus.
Yeah, she's not afraid to send it. She's got to
Looking
get
deep.
outside of that goal circle, though. You only have 10 seconds in there.
Drops it off, and it's picked up by Wold, and she'll just put on the burners and go. Up the center she goes, does Wold. Still with it, whistles go. She stops for a moment. Now she goes again and will advance it over on the far side. So Mountainside down 3.
So Mountainside gets a stop there. I think that was key. That was their, first stop in a while.
But almost the whole game, it seems like, because really Cleveland's been so patient, taking up so much time. They've been very efficient offensively. Only reason were turnovers and missed shots seemed to be the reason that Mountainside got it back. Move inside, shot and a goal!
Oh, and a charge called there.
So they're waving that off.
Yeah, no, the goal will
Oh,
not
the
count.
opportunity was there. A nice slide and move, but too much physical contact. So the whistle was blown, and that one, let's see what the defense does this time for the Mavericks. Hesitation move by Cleveland, able to bring that one up. Sterner brings it up the far side. Now over on the wing, it's Belden. Belden feeling the pressure from Neal. Finally gets it behind to the X. Spin move up top.
And that's a held flag there. So just too much contact towards the sphere. After she passed the ball out, she was awarded the 8-meter.
Claire Moore with it. She was the one who had it when the flag was raised, so they'll have her set up on the 8 near side. Wants to get that shot off, goes for it. Great save by McMahon. She's had a few tonight.
Yeah, did that hit the outside of the pipe, Todd? I couldn't quite tell.
I'm not sure which one it got, but almost intercepted that time. Coming out, Lucy Core almost got her stick up in time defensively to block that pass. Ball along the sideline, whistle blown. And up comes Fouch.
Oh, that's
She tries to drop it off, and it gets turned over.
Mountainside just having a little bit too much trouble with the clear tonight. But a great job in the ride, making Cleveland find the pass. Oh, almost a tip.
Almost a tip and a steal, but it falls perfectly into Ruth Sterner's basket. She goes ahead and takes it down towards the corner. Stutter step, trips up, loses the ball. It goes where? Back to Cleveland.
That was a held check there. Unfortunate.
Hannah Wold was over there, was the one applying the pressure as Cleveland sets up now. They get the proper numbers in. 18-19 to go, 8-5 in this Silver Cup championship game. Right in the center, quick shot, another save, blocked towards the corner, and Belden smartly is going to let that go over the end line, and she was there first, so Cleveland will get it back.
Yeah, and just no help again. Seems like no one's near Belden whenever she gets that ball back.
She is sneaky.
She's
Just finds that space. Wrapping it around, it goes over to Core. Up top over to Cisco. Cisco wanted to drop it off, couldn't, spins back. Spins back again. Oh, she's got somebody in front. Einstein, shot, goal.
Yeah, and Einstein's not going to miss from there. Right on the doorstep.
And as close as 8-5 seems, 9-5 seems that much larger in just the opposite way. And finally, Cleveland had to answer this. The pressure and momentum was all in Mountainside's favor for a little bit.
Yeah, important goal for them. Good patience there by Cisco, too, working the inside of the 8 and dumping it off finally to an open Einstein.
I heard one of the coaches from Mountainside, I heard the tail end of what he said. We talked about it at halftime. Not exactly sure what he said before that. I wish I had heard it. But
you know, they had come out in that first defensive stop. They had sent kind of 2 players to the ball, Todd. I don't know if you noticed that. It wasn't a true zone, it didn't seem like, but it seemed like they were sliding really early. So I don't know if that was a coach call or that is something I hadn't seen. Number 5 was starting on the backside of the restraining line and then came over and stayed.
Cisco had it, drops it off, and now they just work it back behind the end line, trying to find somebody. They get to Belden over on the wing. "17 minutes to go, and another opportunity for Cleveland as they try the patience. There's the shot. That one swallowed up by McMahon, and McMahon will look to get this one out quickly. She's going to go long up towards center. Goes a little bit too hard. That ball down on the turf. Players battling for it. Still available. Who's going to grab it? Well, nobody's got it yet. Still nobody has it. There we go. Finally, it's grabbed on the ground ball. Picked up by Graziani. Graziani hits in.
That would not go.
No, it really wouldn't. It was just kept leaping out of there.
Yeah. It's like a jumping jelly bean down there, just popping right out left and right.
Graziani still holds on to that one and sets things up for Mountainside. Gets it off to Wold, and they'll try to get things set up. Wold wants to barrel down the center. Kind of looks like she's just going to go off a screen there, look for that drop.
And I don't know why Mountainside's not sending over their 7th attacker, but she's just holding the line for some reason. I don't know if they don't realize that they don't have enough over, but that's really a missed opportunity for them.
Ball on the turf, trying to come away with it.
Holding 5 back.
I'm not sure. Madeline Wright comes away with it in the corner. It's sent all the way over to the far side. The loose ball's finally advanced. As it is, it gets to Ellie Einstein, and she's going to go ahead and carry it up. Wold is on her tail, but can't get it. Check that. Not Wold, that was Runyon. In front, Cisco shot and a goal.
And that was a juice play, Todd. Cisco just fired that one in. I think that was top cheddar. I think that was what we were missing from our Goldilocks tic-tac-toe.
She has hit it everywhere. Every single spot seems like timeout called by Mountainside. So everything that they wanted to do to try and close the gap down by 4 at the half has not worked. They're now down 5 here with 15:29 to go. It seems like at the start they had it, then they just dropped it one series one time, and maybe the kids just got frustrated that it didn't pan out, dropped their heads, and Cleveland, to their benefit, they just decided we're going to go back down and be patient and get one. And just, I tell kids often, this past weekend we were playing at the state tournament, and it was like, you won't beat them with one shot, but you can enforce your will on them. Just continue to press and pressure and pressure. The other team will eventually back down or will start to fold. And it looks like Mountainside came out, but yet Cleveland just said, nope, we're just going to hold the line. It's okay. And then just starts to enforce their will again.
Yeah, and I don't know if you felt this way, Todd, but it seemed like we were naming a few different players, picking up those ground balls, carrying the ball over, a couple subs in for Cleveland, or some more players contributing, and I think that's where Cleveland's taking the edge a little bit. If you look on their roster, you'll notice a ton of seniors.
Right.
So I think there's just maybe a little bit more leadership, a little bit more stability, a little bit more calm in the waters.
And, it seems simple enough, but sometimes when you've got a lot of seniors, they also have in the back of their mind, this is my last game. I'm not playing this again. I'm not going to college. Many of these kids will not be playing at the next level.
Right.
So therefore, they are like, look, we've been given an opportunity to win our final game. There's basically 2 teams that can do that, and that's it. Well,
right.
If you have a 3rd, 4th playoff game, yes. But the point being that two teams are going to walk away as champions, so why not leave it all out there? And if you can, do it, and right now it's paying off for Cleveland.
And some of these seniors and key players have been here.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
In the Silver Cup. They know what it takes to win it, and they have that confidence, whereas, Mountainside, new coaching staff, some younger players, some new players to the program, they have a little bit more adversity on that level.
But watch out for them as they continue to grow that program. Lauren Hill getting that, new players again coming over. And Mountainside, again, that school that it's been in existence a few years, but there's still players that slide around and move around in that general neighborhood so they can, you go to school that first day and you're like, hey, wait a second. We played against each other last year.
Yeah, it seems like in the Beaverton area, they're always redrawing the boundaries,
right.
aren't they?
It's redrawing. People are moving. It happens seemingly all the time.
So Wold back on the draw here. Maybe trying to do a self-draw. Seemed like if it was going in the air, she had a really great chance at it.
And against Cisco. So this is back to what we saw really right at the start of this game. That one goes right up in the air. Those two both go after it, but Cisco comes away with it again.
Yeah, I just feel like when it hits the turf, Cisco has that advantage.
And Cisco comes in. She only had 48, draws one. And then Wold had 62, so maybe Cisco decided, a little chip on my shoulder, I'm going to fight a little extra hard.
And here we go back to that, what I was saying, are they sending kind of the early help?
Right. Taking a look over
because they're just leaving someone open, completely open on the backside, and it might be Core. She seems content to just stay back there.
So it's looking good, and here comes the pressure on the outside, but Cleveland still handling it.
Well, there she is.
Right now, Belden down in the corner all alone. Gives it off, and they work it around to the near side. Loose ball, trying to come up with it. That time is Cannon. She's battling for it. Gets screened off indeed. Nice call right there as Claire Moore gets in the way, and now they're going to send Claire Moore behind.
Yeah, so Mountainside, I think they had made an adjustment, Todd, where they were just sending Neil as like a little bit of a backer, but they weren't doing complete zone. They were just leaving someone open on the backside.
Cannon runs through Belden up the near sideline and just continues on. So 10-5 the score, 14 minutes to go. Cannon still with it, and she'll let her teammates set things up.
Mountainside's got the right number over this time, so I'm already feeling better about this one.
They were kind of just taking their time. Maybe they were all counting off. But either way, the ball right now down in the corner. Cannon still with it. Just setting up and waiting for her opportunity.
It's kind of her spot.
Has players moving behind the end line. Down the center. Remember, she's got 31 assists. So she's known to make those great passes. Now she tries to make her move. But she's got two players in front of her. Right down the middle. Wold shot. Goal. There it is.
That might be Runyon.
Was that Runyon? You're
Yeah.
right. Runyon got that one.
The blue numbers on the black jerseys.
In the sun.
In the sun.
Of which we can barely see down there, but you're right. 17 did not get it. It was 19, Runyon with the goal. And the interesting part that I saw, which was the silhouette that time of Cannon bouncing up and down after the goal was scored, like finally some energy that Mountainside's looking for. Let's see if it can carry over. So 10-6 is the score. Runyon has that goal.
Back to the battle of the draw. In Cleveland, looks like maybe they've made an adjustment, adding a fifth person back below the restraining line just to stop those fast breaks that we've seen.
Gonna give that one to Mountainside. Wold has it. She'll look to continue on.
Wold opting to wait for Cisco to go behind before she's going over.
Couple of changes, definitely in energy since the timeout for Mountainside. Wold stops, drops, spins back to her left, loses the ball. It's down on the turf.
Lost the
and it's picked
handle
up.
there.
Madeline Wright grabs it. Trying to pressure her. She had turned it over earlier a couple of times on the wing.
And she dropped it right there, but was able to pick it up.
Find a way to get that one out to Knightek.
And errant pass there, just ended up on the turf.
Check that. Scott Lewis makes the errant pass, so that's going to be Maverick ball. All of a sudden, now it's Cleveland struggling to get that ball out.
Right. I think the sun might be playing a little bit of a role.
Stolen away
Cisco.
for a moment by Cisco. Last touch, Mountainside. That one's going back to Cleveland. And Cisco, that was all about her play.
Right. Stuck with it. Got the back check.
Now on her. Cannon steals it back from Cisco. Cisco tries to get it back. Goes a little aggressively after Cannon.
Yeah, just a little bit check through the body there. Got to be on the same side as the stick.
So Cisco will head outside the zone. She'll sit out there, wait outside the line, and we have another offside?
I'm not seeing offside, so I'm not sure. It might have been a 3 seconds. 3 seconds is the only thing I'm seeing.
Looks like the call was against Madeline Wright down there. She has to go sit at the end line, but now she's back. There's a move with that ball that belongs to Cannon. Has it backhanded, shot, and a goal. A thing of beauty with a no-look backhander by Cannon.
So I think the scouting report, I think we're going to have a timeout here from Cleveland, because I think the scouting report is to really protect that right side of GLE, and Cannon went left.
Yep, she did indeed, and there is the timeout signal by Cleveland. They'll take one in a smart timeout with 11:32 to go. We'll mark that one down. That's one we might have to pay attention to, as all of a sudden, out of their own timeout, Mountainside has come back and started to put it together.
Yeah, just a couple adjustments. That adjustment on the defensive end, adding a little bit more pressure to ball. And then on the attacking side, you know, Cannon going away from the playbook a little bit and taking it left.
But what a shot that was, just looking out towards the center circle and throwing that one in there. That a favorite move of yours?
Not of mine. I prefer just to take it in your left hand. But if you got to do it, I would prefer the Twizzler, as we call it, which is a little bit. You whip it around a little bit and then truly shoot it in. We call that one the kind of the shovel shot, where you're just kind of, you know, scoop up the dirt and throw it around the goalie.
It worked.
It did. Hey,
it buried the goalie that time.
If it goes over the line, it counts on the scoreboard, and at the end of the day, that's what matters.
And that's sometimes such a difficult shot, especially if they've got the stick and everything to the right, and you're going with the riser of sorts on the left side. That's just brutal to try and stop over there. I mean,
Definitely.
just to switch that over on the reverse hand, such a challenge. I always am so impressed with all goalies, no matter if it's boys lacrosse or girls lacrosse. I just taking those shots on is something I was not made for.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to the goalies.
Yeah,
right? You got to be a
always.
little bit nutty to want to step in front of a dense rubber ball going, you know, anywhere from 50 to 80 miles an hour.
Oh man, you know, that is just a challenge. But both Kiera McMahon and Katima Friedland are doing a fabulous job tonight. Just 17 goals combined. They have really been stellar. And for McMahon, she came in at 6.5 goals against. So this is something that might be, in some ways, a little bit new to her. But I'm sure she's seen some games where there's been some goals scored against her. Friedlander's having herself a game with the team overall, because normally she gives up almost double digits overall. And they've only picked up 7 so far for the Mavericks. But the energy for the Mavericks has changed. It seems like all of a sudden they've got an extra little jump in their step. And let's see what happens on this drop. Wold again is out there along.
Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco
Cleveland.
again, right.
So Cisco's back on it. And like we said, Cleveland's made that adjustment to drop an extra player back.
So
No one giving up the fast break anymore.
No, that's not happening. But Mountainside's been finding ways to score without the fast break. This one flipped back and then picked up on the wing by Kanidik. She advances it over to Cisco. Cisco's going to try and carry that through. Wold is right on her and rides her toward the sideline.
Yeah, and that was important momentum there for Cleveland to win that draw. They can get back into the way they wanted to play, slow and methodical.
2.5 minutes on the possession and get a good quality shot. That seems to have been working for them.
And there's that like hybrid man backer I was talking about. Just allowing Mountainside to get a little pressure on the ball.
So they're really jumping out at the ball.
Right.
Like you said, it's almost like a lot of switching going on up top. So it's not really man-to-man, but it's not really zone either.
No, yeah, they have 20 right now chasing, and then who's ever kind of nearest ball is just pumping out. And I think that's probably to counter the way Cleveland's have been playing, Todd, is just, okay, you guys were holding on to the ball for so long. We're going to get some pressure on your ball carriers now.
And see what can happen. Now with it, Belden finds a lane, wraps around, spins out. Jesus.
No one's with her. I don't know. She should have.
Cisco wants some space, takes a hard shot to the head, and that one had to hurt. Coming over Maggie Cannon quickly, but Cisco kind of pulls away from her. And there is your first yellow card of the evening.
Yeah, I never want to see that.
Nice sportsmanship as she went over right away to check on her. But
yeah, I think those girls played club together, or had, a lot of these kids know each other. It's such a small community, but, Cisco will probably use this to funnel her energy, and she shot it everywhere, Todd. Your guess is as good as mine.
That is a really good question. She has put it everywhere this time. She tries to go top, but it's blocked. Nice play by McMahon, but again, Cleveland comes up with it, and that's the problem.
With that yellow card, they got the man up or woman up situation, so we'll see that, Mountainside's not going to be able to put the same amount of pressure on them that they were.
Great hustle by Cisco to pick up that ground ball on the errant pass. Belden now.
Oh, Einstein was wide open in the middle, but that pressure that Wold was applying, just enough. Einstein's.
And once again,
my
and a
gosh.
beautiful play by McMahon to come out. She saw it too.
Oh, no.
She tries to send it out on the wing. Stolen away by Cisco.
It is chaos here, Todd.
And there's somebody right in front. That's
Einstein.
Einstein. Shots knocked away by McMahon. But Einstein picks up her own miss. How did Mountainside not grab that loose ball? McMahon comes out again as once again it is.
We've had it all at this point. I mean, my heart rate.
Belden's sitting right there in the middle.
You think you know what's going to happen, but they are keeping us on our toes.
McMahon is just aggressive between the pipes. We've got the whistle blown, so an opportunity
I think
way
we have
outside.
another 3 seconds call. We're out on the 12 meter, so not quite the 8 Cisco might be looking for, but plenty of space. She wants to take it in.
8:48 to go in this one. 10-7 the score.
Einstein
Cleveland with
open
the lead.
again.
Remains with Cleveland on the whistle. Clock continues to roll.
Free movement there, so she opts to take it.
Dropping it.
Mountainside might just get get this card ran out, Todd. So it's a yellow card's a 2-minute penalty, non-releasable at the high school level.
It's close here in front. Belden shoots, saved again by McMahon.
It's the McMahon show.
And that back comes Cannon. So they did kill it off. A great job by Mountainside. Do they have the energy to do it again and get this ball back?
Do they have the energy to keep up with that kind of hybrid backer they've been attempting? Oh, Wald trying to go out on that one.
She wanted it, can't get it, but
Cleveland's getting wider and wider here, Todd. You see that? How wide they are now with their passing on the outside.
Which might open up some lanes on the inside, so Mountainside also has to be careful of that. Right now, though, Cleveland just has to be careful about catching it. That one right down the middle. Cisco, shot, goal. A big one.
Yes.
It was a risk that was taken by the defensive Mountainside. They missed and they paid for it.
Yeah, I think, the over 2 minutes of defense there with the pressure, got to them and give Cleveland so many chances, they're going to put one away, right?
Right, yeah, they really did. And some places it was just the hustle for the ball, and Cleveland wanted it more in a couple of places, it seemed like, or Mountainside was just hoping it rolled over the end line.
All right, and I think this draw is going to be a really important one.
With 7:31, if Cleveland gets this and runs another 2 minutes off, that's just going to take a lot of wind out of the sails of the Mavericks. That's going to be tough for them.
Right, and the defense they're opting to play right now, it is even more tiring.
Oh, goodness, yes. One player's just running to every position. Every time the ball moves, she's running along with it. This one high up in the air. Knocked down on the turf, but picked up by Wold. She's gone ahead, takes a shot by Cisco. So they blow the whistle. She'll bring it in. Now a big position on the opposite side. Can they get it back to three? Wold down the center. Shot. Blocked. Saved. I can't tell which, but either way, it winds up in Cleveland's hands. It's Freelander's got it.
See, and I think that goes back to the experience of Cleveland, you know, holding on to the ball. Mountainside had just gotten the ball. It might have been a good opportunity to have everyone have a touch, get a quality look. Instead, I think they were a little impatient there.
Shea bringing it up, protecting. A big swing by Cannon, can't come up with it, so they get it all the way down to the end line, and now Cleveland works the clock again to the near side. It's Moore. Goes up to Cisco. 6.5.
Belden was wide open in the middle there. She's still open.
Nobody's watching her. You're right. It's just because they have the other player that's up, number 20. That might be the one that's normally matched up with her.
Yeah, and they're just opting to leave her open.
Loose ball to the corner. Nice hustle by Cleveland to save it. 6:17 left. Up top. Over to Belden.
Now that backside opens Aspen, I think.
And now it looks like they're not doing it as much. I don't see it. Here comes 20. She's going to try. She's run back into the center now. Here comes the pass on the wing. Loose ball, chasing after it.
That's
Cannon if she can. Cannon comes away with it. Yes, she stays in bounds. Looking for a teammate. Sends it on up ahead, but this one hits the turf. Where's it going? It's going to be grabbed for a moment by Mountainside. They hold on to it as Graziani had it.
Yeah, and that one just a little too close to the head there, Todd.
So Graziani's going to try and carry it through. She backs up. Needs to find a way. Look who's on her. It's Cisco. They'll finally blow the whistle. And Graziani needs to start running. Clock is.
Yeah, they really need a check cut here. She just has no one to get the ball to. Cleveland locked down transition defense right now.
She's also struggling to see somebody looking down. There uses a little bit of a screen. Now finally cuts back, takes the long road home, and gets up into the front. Graziani's got a lane, still has room, but backs off and finally gets it off. Now Graziani should get out of the zone. Get somebody else in there offensively, but there's nobody sitting lying in wait, so Graziani will stay there. Cannon looking for a shot. They all know that she's going to take one. Big defense right now. If they can hold her out. There she is. She shoots and she scores. You can't stop her.
And, you know, I think Coach Tomlinson's losing her mind a little bit on the sidelines because she knows and she knows they know, and yet Canyon cannot be stopped.
No, she really can't. She just sits there and waits and uses it and then finds the back of the net. She does again. She has all but one of their goals tonight.
So she over 100 for the season now, Todd?
Oh, she's at 102.
Okay. That's an accomplishment.
That is one heck of an accomplishment. The toughest part is that the nearest scorer is Hannah Wold, and Hannah Wold has 49. So that's the interesting thing is like you know where it's coming from.
Right.
You know. Let her make the pass. It's almost as though you should just let her make the pass. This one high up in the air, a ground ball, going to be grabbed by Cleveland this time as it is picked up by Kinetic.
She's come up with a couple big draws. There's only 4 minutes here, 4:08 left to go.
In the corner it is. It goes up for Cisco. And at 11-8, Cleveland again could probably just kill it. They could honestly kill the rest of this.
Yeah, with no possession clock at the high school level.
Right.
Really no incentive for them to go to goal here. They can just play hot potato.
And right now, that potato is burning up some fingertips because it got down on the turf. Coming away with it is Mountainside. And a nice play on the wing by Ella Neal. Neal runs up the sideline. Here goes Neal all the way up. Cisco giving chase, going to try and run her out of bounds. Does. There's the step, and they say it's a push. Neal knew it was coming. Cisco tried to work it. telling
so
her.
Cisco burning some clock here.
And there they go. And here
Oh.
comes the green.
Yeah, so I think
Green card, delay of game by Cisco.
unfortunately at the high school level, it doesn't really mean much,
No,
Todd.
it doesn't, right?
They already have the ball. Cisco did what she may or may not have been trying to achieve, which was take about another 30 seconds off the clock.
Ball down on the turf. Mountainside lost it, and they turn it over on the play. That's a tough one. Hannah St. Clair lost it in battling, trying to get it back. They call her on the whistle.
Cross the body called.
They advance it up the near sideline for Einstein. 2:48 to go. Though, what an opportunity for Mountainside. That might just do it.
Yeah.
Einstein loses it out of bounds.
Oh,
Oh,
a block called there, which is,
Tough.
yeah, I mean, that's a call for sure, Todd.
Well,
that's a
you
call,
know.
that's a rule. It's not usually on someone on the ball, but
No.
you know, when you're down there doing the job on the field, it's a tough job.
Well, honestly, yeah, it is a tough job. Might have been about positioning as well for
Yeah,
the referee. I
exactly.
think his vision might have been blocked, but that was
We're,
all
we're
defense.
up here, we can see it all.
That's
and
right.
They're down there and they can see.
We are the eyes of God up here,
Yeah.
but yeah, right. Anyway, Belden with it on the far side. 2 minutes to go in this one. 11-8. Cleveland again, just going to try and keep it up top, work it around the top.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
mean,
reason to do anything else.
Yeah, you call a 2-minute drill, and this is something you work on in practice, right? Hey, we're up by 2 or 3. We just want to move the ball around. And Cleveland's doing it right now.
Moving it fast. Up, that time it hit the turf for just a second, so a little bit of extra pressure. And they're saying high pressure from the
Right.
Mountainside bench.
In this instance, you want pressure on ball and the adjacents, and that's where Mountainside's not executing, is they're not getting pressure on those adjacent passes. So they're just letting them pass to the next person.
Right there, like
Yeah.
that, for example. There's
Right.
nobody within 8 yards of the player
Right.
that received the ball. And again there, Neal trying to get out. She created the turnover last time, trying to do it again down low, but instead, there's the pass and the play behind as it goes over to Moore.
Right.
Coach is calling for it.
Yeah, they just need this. They need to take away the adjacent pass, and 15 is just staying on GLE.
And there is one, and that ball comes free. Nice play by Neal again. Mountainside had it for a moment. Ball goes back down on the turf. It's going to go. He's
Yeah,
pointing. He's pointing to the far sideline. That's like right in the middle of both teams. Not Mountainside's way, not Cleveland's way. Let's get things clear.
Yeah, and that's Emily Maidson. She's a first-year player, Todd. So
Wow.
she's just new to the game, and that's just again the experience, right?
Sure. So here comes the long throw. McMahon wants to go deep. She'll go right up the middle, and that one's going to bounce, hit the turf, picking it up. Oh,
Ooh.
there's a shot to the melon. And we've got players down
We got bodies
everywhere.
everywhere. Typically, the clock stops in the last 2 minutes on every whistle, but
Here they come down the middle. That one, great play by Cisco to knock that ball free.
Cisco using her experience for the back check, and I think Mountainside just running out of steam here.
They are. Now here's Neal trying to play hard and aggressive. We got a whistle and a timeout going to be called. No,
I
cards
think she's
coming
gonna issue
out.
a card. Oh, maybe you're.
Maybe both. Nope, she's
Yeah,
reaching for the.
yeah,
I
okay.
can't tell. It looks
No.
like.
I think it was a black timeout. Well, it must have
Yeah.
been a timeout white. I don't know.
Somebody called timeout. That's what we know. We know this. There's 14.5 seconds left. It's a 3-goal game. Don't
'Cause
turn
Cleveland
it off
had the
yet.
ball.
What's
right?
that?
Cleveland had the
Cleveland
ball.
had
yeah,
the ball.
so it's got to be a Cleveland timeout. It's got to have the ball to call timeout, or it has to be a break. And Tomlinson must just want to calm things down for a second. They had that turnover and then a frantic pass, and so she's probably just reminding them, don't lose your head here.
I almost feel like if you get into trouble, just throw it up as high as you can in the air right now, because the way people have been picking up loose balls, it's kind of been a mess. You
Yeah.
could kill 14 seconds with that.
The thing about women's lacrosse is something like that could get you called for a dangerous play. In men's lacrosse, they huck it as far and as wide, but that ends up landing on a girl's head, and you've issued yourself a yellow card, Todd.
Oh, I will admit.
Take out an official
well,
hit the tent. Who knows what could happen here tonight? I've seen it all.
we really have. There's been some fantastic action all over the field. Players going everywhere.
Yeah.
Keepers coming out, making interceptions of great passes in the middle. But it's it's the dangerous play thing that still gets me about this game. And I understand it, but at the same time, I think, driving a car is dangerous.
Yeah.
And these girls are
But they got
tough.
a seatbelt. They don't have helmets.
That's true. Well, so that brings up the question: do all of a sudden you start to say maybe they should bring helmets into girls lacrosse?
It's a conversation that Florida's had.
Okay.
And they have added helmets at the high school level for girls.
Okay.
I think at OES there's a few players that do opt to wear the helmet.
Yep.
None out here tonight, though, Todd.
True enough, as the clock rolls down under 10, with it Cleveland, and they are about ready to do their dance here with 2-1. And there it is, your buzzer, and Cleveland and their seniors finish the season with a victory here in the Silver Cup by a final score of 11-8
and I
over
think,
Mountainside.
I think that was what the timeout was for, Todd. I think Sarah Tomlinson subbed in some of those seniors who maybe hadn't gotten all of the minutes tonight, which is a great veteran move on her part.
Indeed it is. It's a nice way to wrap things up. Seniors who have helped this program win back-to-back Silver Cup championships. And say what you will, but when you look back and you won your last game and you've won 2 championships in a row on back-to-back years, that says a lot, and that's a great place to be, and I'm sure Coach is very excited about it. We saw some amazing talent out there, a wonderful performance by Maggie Cannon, who will be back next year from Mountainside, now over 102 goals this year. She had a total of 7 tonight, which was quite impressive. The only one who scored besides her was Ava Runyon, and that was assisted by Maggie Cannon. So Cannon's involved in it. I think she's definitely going to be an offensive player of the game, but I go back to the play of Camilla Cisco, the senior. I thought she was outstanding. Even the small things, we talked about it late when she took the delay of game call, but it helped run off more time. It's just heads up senior play.
Right.
They really did a nice job. Friedlander between the pipes was really stellar as well.
And so was McMahon tonight for
McMahon.
sure.
Oh, indeed, yes.
Some great players on both sides. I think ultimately, Cleveland just stuck to their guns and stuck to what got them here.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to sit there and play the way the coaches say, and when they do, they usually know what they're talking about. When you deal with a coach like that, and Sarah Tomlinson, she's been around. She knows what she's doing. She's a champion, and she and her Warriors are champions again tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to the Cleveland Warriors, and I think Mountainside could be back here again.
Indeed, as they continue to grow that program and develop it under the leadership of Coach Hill. Lauren Hill doing a great one, new to that program, but again, getting it going in the right direction. She certainly has a great assistant coach who can yell louder than anybody I've ever heard. We heard him clear as day up here.
I think Sean was the only rollover staff, actually. I think he had been with Mountainside for quite a few years. So
well, you gotta like
they
that.
They kept him for the voice.
That
maybe.
must be it. That must have been it. Well, we've got a great week, and it's just getting started. We've got the big championship coming up, starting with semifinal games tomorrow night. Sean and I will be back for those games tomorrow. That will be, again, the 4 great teams that are involved. It's Lake Oswego and West Lynn and Jesuit and Grant. They're battling for a title here to be the top team in Oregon. Who will it be? You'll have to stick with us to find out those semifinal games, followed by the final on Friday night.
Yep, state championship Friday night, and Tuesday night we'll see you at the semis.
Sounds good. Sean, thanks so much. It's always good to get back together again. Again, Sean, who is the assistant coach down at the University of Redlands, first year doing it down there where you graduated from. So it's kind of nice to go home, huh?
Yes.
But it's nice to come.
In both ways.
But
yes.
It's nice to come home.
Yep.
Back to Oregon. We love having you, and we love having you out there watching tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow night. Until then, for Sean, I'm Todd. We'll catch you next time with more girls lacrosse.